Hello, 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 everybody. This is Ebony, and I am coming to you once again by way of Vaughn Therapeutic Systems. First and foremost, as always, shout out to the first responders and the essential workers. How's everybody doing? I'm so glad to be here. I hope that for those of you who are watching this that you can relate to this. Maybe this is something that you have overcome. Maybe this is something that somebody that experienced. But for those of you, I talked about how I am a therapist and I work with families, children, and adults, and we kind of go through life challenges, all that good stuff. It could be couples counseling, it could be family counseling, whatever that is. But I want to talk about something that came up in a session, okay? And first and foremost, I'm married, been married for a long, 22 years. And many of you who are watching, you've been married. And this is for the married folk, okay? This is, well, is it for the married folk? Okay, well, maybe it's not for the married folk. Maybe it's for those of us who are in relationships. Okay, here it is. So, whether you are male or female, I want to ask you a question. To the female, do you have a dominant personality? Are you pushy? Are you loud? Are you gregarious, outgoing, aggressive? And I'm talking to the woman right now. And is your spouse or your significant other reserved, quiet, don't want no trouble, want to be left alone, kind of cool sailing, don't have much to say, but says something when he needs to say it? Okay, I'm painting a picture here, okay? So let's talk, let's go to the other end, Are you that guy that's dominating, that not dominating in a bad way, but you have a very dominant personality? Are you that pushy one, that talkative one, always got a whole lot to say, and you're that outgoing and aggressive one and don't take no stuff off of nobody, that that man, okay? And then you have a wife that's more mild mannered, kind of soft spoken, but not too soft spoken, but she's a little more introvert. She kind of lets you shine, okay? So we have both ends of that, whether it's the male or whether it's the female, that dominant female personality, you're more outgoing and gregarious, and that partner that you have, maybe they are real laid back. They let you shine, right? Okay, so here's what I want to do. I want to talk to you guys about something that came up in therapy. Okay, listen. Why is it that we get into these relationships, okay? And you guys hit it in the comments. Let's talk about it. We get into these relationships with these different personalities, and then we want to have a problem. Like, if you have a dominant personality, okay, and you like to be seen, there's nothing wrong with that. You're just outgoing, okay? And you got your partner over here that ain't for all of that, okay, but they want you to shine. Why can't they be over there and be out of it and let you be in it, and y'all still be good? Y'all still be cool. I just want, and vice versa, man, if you are that way, or you're the outgoing, the gregarious, you are that pushy one, that one that has a whole bunch to say, and your wife and your girlfriend is over there, she's just kind of quiet, waiting for you to stop talking so y'all can go. Why she gotta talk like you? Why she gotta be like you? One thing that I am learning so much about is how to appreciate everybody in their personality. We have to learn how to let people be who they are. Listen to me, women. For those women who are dominating, for those women, now listen, when I'm Now, when I'm using the word dominating, make no mistake about it, I'm not talking about the negative side. I'm just talking about that woman that may have a very aggressive personality. Maybe she is more, more firm. She is more outgoing. She's more stern. All of those things where she may have a spouse or she may have a significant other who is, they're kind of like, okay, I'll go with the flow. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about I'm not talking about the crisis in relationships. Right now, I'm just talking about personality. And I need to say that because there are extremes, but this is not where I'm at today, okay? And so one of the things that came up in these sessions that we have is that, I had this woman and, extremely aggressive and, she's just like, take charge. She's like, this gonna happen, this gonna happen, you gonna do, and he's like, okay. And then when, and she tells me he gets in his way, he gets a little up there when he's had enough, but for the most part, he's like cool. He's cool sailing. He can flow with her, okay? And so she has this conversation about how, well, I want him to be more aggressive and, I want him, to take charge a little more. He needs to take charge, and what she talked about was she talked about how people, she felt like he was too nice. She felt like he was too nice to other people, always helping people with the groceries and always, just always helping, right? And so I said to her, well, let me ask you a question. If he was like you, would you all be able to be together? And she kind of took a step back for a minute and she thought about it. And I said to her, I said, I need you to really think about what you're asking for. Because could it possibly be that because of who he is, he can deal with who you are? Okay? I want you to think about that for a minute. Because oftentimes we try to change people because we want them to be more like us. Where in fact, the reason why we can remain together and be happy and cohesive is because I am not fighting for the role or the light or the floor, but I acquiesce it to you until I need to step in. Now listen, I'm not talking about, listen. I am not talking about the serious issues in marriage that have to be addressed or in a relationship. But what I am talking about is the disconnect that we oftentimes have when we are connecting with other people, when we don't understand how one person can complement the other. We got to get to a place where we stop trying to make people be us. One of the things that she said to me, and I told them that I was going to talk about this. One of the things she said to me is, he's always helping people. He just has so much compassion and, he forgiving and they just do what they want and say what they want. And, she's, saying all these things about how people are getting over on him. And, he just kind of goes with the flow. And I said to her, could it possibly be? Could it be a good thing for you? Because there are times when you can get out of pocket and he just stepped back and say, you know what? You understand what I'm saying? Like, you want to change, but do you want that change for you too? Do you want that change for you too? And it's the same thing if it's maybe a passive or assertive personality with someone who has an aggressive personality. And that person that is passive, you're trying to make your spouse or you're trying to, pray your significant other into being more compassionate and more loving and more caring. And your aggressive spouse is like, no, we ain't doing that. No. And what I'm saying is, could it possibly be that it's a good thing? Not everybody got to be loving all the times. We need a person that's going to rise up and say, you know what? And we need somebody that's over here like, okay, you do that. Because that may not be in your frame. I just wanted to paint that picture because I think that sometimes we make big mistakes in our relationships where we really try to change the other person. But the whole thing is, do you really want to change them? Do you really want to change them? If they were your equal in personality, could you handle it? Okay? Could you still be you? I think that sometimes we just need to leave our spouses alone. Now, it's hard because I'm married. I've been married for 22 years, I'm just saying, it's not a walk in the park, okay? And it's one of those things where it's like, But what I'm saying is, could it possibly be that what you have is what you need so that you can be who you are and they can be who they are? Not that it's not room for growth, not that it's not room for people to develop in their own personalities and to deal with those areas in them that causes them to do certain things. But the gist of what I am saying is, learn to appreciate the personality in your spouse and seek out for the compliments, right? Seek out for how you guys complement one another, for how you guys are able to work together instead of spending time looking at them and complaining about what they're not. Okay, now I'm not talking about very deep-seated difficulties in marriages, because that is something different. But right now, I just want to talk about the personalities. We have to be careful what we ask for, and we have to be able to appreciate people in their most purest form. I hope this message has felt helpful to every one of you. Have an amazing day.